Yes, I'm making this video because I feel that I need to express myself about a very serious time in my life where I know a lot of people are going through it right now financially. A lot of things are happening in the world, and we are at the time of the end of the system of things. And it was said that it would be this way. But I'm speaking about myself in particular right now, and the fact that I've been a victim of gang stalking for over 10 years now, that has been progressively volatile, violent, cruel, and brutal to me as a sentient being on this earth and as a woman, a black woman at that, autochthonous, the original woman on this earth. I am being attacked by the elitist, the government, military, and police of my country, domestic terrorism. Someone saw fit a long time ago to put people like me under surveillance in a form of slavery, physical and mental, emotional and spiritual. And as time has gone by, more and more people like myself have given into it, have given up because they didn't want to suffer. They didn't want to go through what they felt like if they didn't give in or give up, that they would suffer excruciating pains of all sorts, or that perhaps not only themselves but people that they loved and cared about would be victimized more than they already were being victimized and attacked by a group of beings who weren't satisfied with us helping them, sharing what we had with them. No, once we helped them to get up on their feet, they took it upon themselves to take it all and damn near leave us deplete. And I have to speak not only on my behalf, but on behalf of my ancestors and ancestresses who felt this pain before I did. And then again, I may be my ancestress because we do incarnate here from lifetime to lifetime. The majority of our lifetime or lifetimes, I would say, were not spent like this. But then there came a fall in our existence where we have spent a few lifetimes comparative to the one we're living now. But from my studies and research and what I get in my spirit and soul, this one is the worst. This one is the worst of all. My gang stalkers, those who see fit to punish me on a daily and nightly basis for being who I am, for not turning on myself, for not giving up on my natural self and existence, for not selling out my ancestors and ancestresses, my deities and or what most would say gods, goddesses, my traditions, my culture, everything that I am at my root. And because I won't give in to being something outside of that, becoming something unnatural, cloned, an opened wound for all type of wicked things to attach on to me and use me at their beck and call. I am being punished for that. They're hoping that they can beat me down so badly and open me up to where they can attach on and take over. But if not, then they'll just kill me, one or the other, wanted dead or alive, walking around with a price on my head. And many niggers want the bag, and many of their benefactors are in a hurry to give it to them, if not just breadcrumbing them along until they get what they want and then disposing of them, because we are disposable. We have so many past history events that show that we are dispensable, disposable to the beings that are behind this treachery upon us, who has dictated our every move and breath since they've been here. Well, progressively until now, where they got us locked down in this dome. But this dome is falling apart. It's getting really hot here, huh? Yeah, it's a reason for that. It's breaking down the dome. But in the meantime, it's real hot here in many ways, on many levels. And it's affecting all of us. Some with fear, some with elation, because we all know what it means inherently or consciously on some level or another. We can feel it and or see it on whatever level we are at in our existence at this time. But I come here to speak about how my gang stalkers and their benefactors have turned up the heat, so to speak, on me. They're constantly causing me to lose out on opportunities that will give me money that I need in an environment like this where everything is excessively high. Bills are, debt is rising, food is dwindling, and we all need it. And that includes myself. And every time that I find some kind of way to make a little bag myself, since they watch everything that I do, they try to find a way to interfere in that. And they are constantly doing that. And so what they're doing now is they have blocked pretty much all of my ways of making a living and or breaking contracts that are supposed to be legally binding and stealing money from me and taking money out of my checks and or stopping me from making money through my home business. I guess paying these entities off that are supposed to be doing their job, like the post office and whatever other means that are set up for me to be able to make money so that I can pay my bills, so that I can buy food to eat, trying to starve me out so that I will give in to them or die. They don't want me with any other options, either give in to them or die. And it's because of what's happening on this earth right now. There are entities that know that this is the last of their days. And they're not going to go out without a fight, of course, because they are warmongers. This is a system of warmongering that has been built all around us for years now, for some centuries, if not a couple of millennia. So these beings are, this is in them. This is their nature. Their nature is war, all the way down to the very end. They're not going to leave without a fight. Of course not. You know, even if this is their demise, they're not gonna leave without a fight. It's like if I can't have this shit, I damn sure ain't gonna leave you here with it if I can help it. Or I'm gonna take as many of you out with me as I possibly can. You know, the entity behind these beings that has these beings set up in place here that have been holding people hostage here, you know, and holding us as political prisoners and prisoners of war on this planet. These beings don't want to give up what they fought so hard to attain, right? All the blood, the innocent blood on their hands, all of the bones and skin fragments and hair fragments up under the ground that they've murdered for centuries on end to get this. You know how many innocent people that these beings have murdered and raped and plundered and stolen from for centuries on end, if not millennia? And I will say millennia, at least 2,000 years or so. And you think they're just going to give that up without a fight, even if they know they're not going to win? Especially if they've been living good for the majority of the time that they've taken over. They live good. They live good. I recently heard someone saying that, and they're right. They have lived very good off of us. They have lived extravagantly off of us and our pain and suffering and our things that they've taken. Of course, they don't want to give that back. Of course, they don't want to give that up. And they damn sure don't want to leave without taking out as many of us with them as possible. Yeah, they're desperately trying to find a way to hold on for dear life. At this time, I think we all are because this is the conditions that have been created around us by beings who have lived in this obsessive compulsive fear of dominance, rule, of awe and control of not themselves but of others, and living off of everything and everybody around them because this is the only way they could survive here, is being a leech and a parasite while we have been the host. And they don't want to get off of us. They don't want to shake off. And they put their fangs and claws and tentacles in us too far. They don't want to give this up. They don't want to give this blood up. This is their lifeline. This is the lifeblood that they've stolen, usurped. No, they don't want to give that up. You know, too much is never enough for them. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm sharing this because I need to. So, they've basically cut off pretty much all of my means of making money and withholding things from me that they are illegally breaking contracts that they've made, and because they feel like no one else can do anything about it, or we are who we are, who's going to stop us, or who's going to do anything about it, because we are at the time right now, we are the ones in charge. So, you know, who are you going to go to? Jesse or Frank here? Jesse James or Frank James, both robbers, both bank robbers, both thieves, both criminals, both brothers. Is one any lesser an evil than the other? And if so, it's still the lesser of two what? Evils. Both evil. So you're gonna go tell who on who and see this is where it's at. And so since they figure this is what it is for now, for the time being, they're gonna take as usual, the greatest advantage of that position that they're in as possible, abusing their position, abusing the leftover power that they have, though it may be dwindling and leaving, but they're holding on to it for dear life. And as long as they have it, they're going to abuse it because that's their nature. And that's the history of these beings that have been doing this here on the planet, especially and foremost to the original people that they found here when wherever they come from, however they got here. And they came out from wherever they came from and saw the original people here, the people who were here before them, and started coveting their things and their way of being in life. Of course, very desirous things to aim for, right? Correct. So yeah. So basically, as a TI, and with this abusive situation being as it is, and they are continuously trying to make it worse and worse and worse because they're not getting what they want out of me, exactly what they want out of me. So they have made it even harder on me in the lockdown. I'm in a lockdown within a lockdown as a TI. So yeah, so basically they've like put blocks everywhere they have been able to, keeping me from making money. So now I have no more food supplies. I have had to scrape together money to try not to get more in debt than I already am with my bills, because this is what I do with my money. And I'm not talking about anybody else who does it. I'm just saying what I don't do with my funds, because I can't even afford to do that if I wanted to. And it's not going to help me to do those things in the position that I'm in anyway. I don't use drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink, because these things would not help me in the position that I'm in. Being a TI, you have to be on top of your game. And I just really can't afford to financially or in any other way to even imbibe in those things. Those things are detrimental to my existence because I can't even afford to do it. So being a person who don't even do those things, and I still am suffering because they make it so, the ones victimizing me. So now is at the point I can't buy food, I can't pay my bills because they keep stealing from me and blocking my opportunities to make money that I had set up. Like any other person I hear with a home business or a way to make a living. So they are taking advantage of me as they usually do and have been doing for years now, and have been doing to my people for centuries on end, century upon century upon century upon century upon century, da 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 da, since they've been doing this to us. And unfortunately, over time, more and more of my people, my species, my kind, have gotten in with it. You can't beat them, join them, or if you just a fucking coward, get in where you want to fit in. Either way. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm in a world full of cowards, sellouts, uh, greedy, selfish, no good beings. Many of them look like myself, going along with others outside of those that are from my root and my origin, assisting in my torture, and hopefully for them, to them, this is their desire, my total demise. And if they can't get it spiritually, if they can't hook into me like that, they just want to see my physical existence gone. Because, oh, well, I can't get inside of her psyche. I can't get in her spiritually. I can't do that because she's worked on that too much and for too long, and she just will not give it up. So, fuck it. Kill that bitch. cut off all of her means to take care of herself. Because if she won't let us in one way, then and then, well, we can't just outwardly just do certain things, even though they getting bold and bold about outwardly doing things too around this house. Because since they all are the same and they have implanted these beings around me over time, so now they got a whole neighborhood full of them around me, so that if it's anybody outside of this that's not a part of this, you know, that could see and recognize something ain't right about the situation. I feel bad shit going on around this whole, you know what I'm saying? Then they would be able to be witness to this shit. So they implanted a whole bunch of themselves around me, and those who help the ones that are behind all of this, the benefactors behind all of this, right? They have a bunch of implants around me. So they all know what's going on. They're all involved. So they're not going to tell on each other, are they? So yeah, so they're doing this to me. And so they're bold enough to do it outwardly around here because they're all a part of it. So since no one that is besides myself that's not involved in this is around, they just feel they got free range to just abuse me and do what the fuck they want to do to me. Because who's gonna do anything? Everybody around here is involved in this. So nobody's gonna tell on anybody. Right. And we've all made oaths and agreements to be a part of this because we know that if we don't do it and we agree to do it, then whatever we agree to do and we break them contracts and agreements, that's our ass for motherfuckers like this. We see how dirty we are. So we know that if we turned on the rest of them, that whatever they're doing to her, they're gonna do it to me too. And I'm a coward and a sellout, and I wouldn't have gotten involved in this in the first place. So that's what it is. So ain't no need of me being quiet because this where it's at. We down to the get down. We down to the final countdown of this shit. So I'm saying this to say if it's anybody, and they'll probably take this and try to put it up under everything like they do because they are part of it too. The ones that run these social media outlets and all of this, they behind this shit too. And they'll probably try to hide this, try to strike me or some type of shit in one way or another. But it's someone's gonna hear it. And it may be them because they'll put on this shit, they'll put their motherfucking plants all around and try to do what they do and be putting fake ass TIs and victims on here so that people will be like, oh, they what they'll do is ignore people like me that's really being victimized and targeted, and then they'll go to these motherfuckers. They got they have money that they're giving special equipment, just like any other YouTuber that is being monetized. They'll put their implants on here. They'll act like they TI victims and whatever, whatever, and you'll come to their pages because they got all the equipment and they can, you know, get all of their actors and actresses on the shit and motherfuckers they acting like in the background. See, that's somebody following me right there, and yeah, look over there and see the policeman over there, and all of them involved, including the motherfucker making the video, because they want to drive you away from people like me that's telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make a big ass production in the background. Look, see that car over there is red, and that car over there is white. And see, I noticed they use red and white. And look at the motherfucking cops over there. Hey, motherfucker, hey, I see you over there hiding out. Just putting on a big ass production, and they all a part of the shit. But don't be fooled by that shit. If you're a real one, you're gonna feel the difference. You're gonna feel the energy. You're gonna know who a motherfucking fake and a fraud and who putting on the show. You're gonna know who a goddamn actor and actress. Cause they be too goddamn lively. And then when you see their pictures, you don't see one scar on them. I'm gonna tell you, if you in this shit and you've been in this shit for years, you're gonna be scarred, you're gonna be bruised Or they might just go out and get them a little crackhead or something that's already been. Excuse me, and I don't mean I'm not talking about nobody, but I'm just being real. Go get them some little drug addict, some little meth head, or somebody they know already got scars and shit in their face from abusing drugs and shit, and have them make a video, pay them some money, have somebody taking the goddamn videos of their ass and shit, and have them tell a lie. They'll go over it with them and say, yeah, and they'll know you looking at them and shit on camera, so you see they scars and shit, and it's not even from this shit. I'm telling you what happened to me, and yeah, I'm all scarred and bruised up and fucked up, and that's why I don't. And I'm being real. I don't take. I don't put myself in here because first of all, I don't want to just be out there like that. I'm being brave, just making the goddamn video, but no, I don't want nobody to see what they've done to me. But they know what they've done, and they go all through my shit. They go all through my pictures and shit, and then they go make videos and shit, clowning me and shit. And I know what be going on because I know what it is when I see it. They got all kind of motherfuckers all over this shit. They everywhere. The devil got people everywhere, everywhere, all over social media, all in your neighborhood, everywhere, watching you, following you, because they don't want you to get away. They don't want you to get away from them. They spend too much time building all this shit around us. They don't want none of us to get away from them. They want as many of us to go down with them as possible. They don't want any of us escaping them. That's their obsessive fear of the karma that they know eventually was going to come back to them. They feared it. And they've done everything they can to try to build this dome around us so that they would not have to pay the consequences of what they have done here to the people who were here when they got here, however they got here, and what they've been doing since they've been here. They being the ones who created this shit system that got us locked down right fucking now, and all of this misery, all of this pain and fear and destruction of life. Let it be known. So if I'm gonna go out, if I'm gonna so-called die from this flesh, because I ain't dying in the spirit and in my soul, I'm just gonna go back to where I come from. And I might go somewhere else. I might go somewhere even greater after this. But if my flesh gonna go out, I'm gonna go out like they say, like a fucking G. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out fighting. I'm gonna go out like a G. Because that's who the fuck I am anyway, which is why when we get in this flesh, since they've been here, they've been trying to find ways to lock us down because they know who the real fucking G's is here. G's here. Jesus here. Jesus here. Jesus is here. You dig? You get it? So don't fall for imitations. But anyway, so yeah, it's already down to the get down. They already doing this anyway. So I'm gonna say what the fuck I need to say, have to say, and fucking want to say, cause it have to be said. I have to speak the truth. I have to live the truth, cause I am the truth, no matter what. I am. I am, and I know it. So fuck it. Two tears in the fucking motherfucking bucket, cause that's what's going on. The mother being fucked, the mother of creation being fucked in every form that they can grab her in or try to attach on her in. All she's done is taking care of these ungrateful motherfuckers, and all they've done is stolen from her, hurt her, stabbed her in her back, and her front and side to side, and she still let these motherfuckers ride. They've eaten off of her, they've stolen from her, they've raped her, they've defiled her, embarrassed her, and humiliated her, and everything in her form, they've done it too. and I'm going to speak it because somebody got to speak it. Somebody got to be brave. Somebody got to be bold. And everybody can't sell out. And everybody can't be a goddamn coward. And I damn sure wasn't born to be one. And I ain't going to die one. And the only way I will die is from this flesh because this flesh is not me anyway. The flesh is just a vessel I'm using to communicate with this existence. And one day I was going to be giving it up anyway. And if I'm going to give it up now, before the time that I thought I would, at least consciously, in this physical form that I'm dealing with, well, then so fucking be it. I'm still going to speak the truth. I'm still going to live the truth. I am the truth and I know it. I am the all and I am nothing in the emanation of the one that created me. And I know she's proud of me. Because no matter what they've done to me, I haven't given in. So you can block this and block that. You can block everything here on earth. But I reign in the heavens. You might reign here on earth for just a little while longer. Because it said it would just be a little while longer. And the devil know it. But if I leave here before I see that motherfucker die, I'll see it in the heavens or the so-called heavens or in the higher realm. I'll see it there. Not only will I see it there, I'll participate in it there too. So you take all of that. Take that. Bad boy. But anyway, yeah. So whatever happens to me, with no food in my refrigerator, my bills piling up, and it's not because I'm not responsible and because I'm not taking care of that or that there's not means for it to get done. It's because they're blocking me from being able to do it. Keep cheating me and robbing from me like they haven't done that enough. And then I know they can't be wondering why it's so motherfucking hot here. I know they can't be wondering why all this shit falling down. I know they can't be wondering. They ain't wondering. They know. They just being spiteful and petty on their way out. You know, like a motherfucker that get mad because they can't have their way with you. You might have somebody at your house and somebody you getting into it with or beefing with. It could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. And you tell them, get out. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. You're making my life bad. And I'm not going to do this, that, or the other with you. You have to leave. And so what they'll do, say like by the door, you might have a little knick-knack thing to hold your knickknacks. You might have a little bureau or a little shelf or whatever, and you might have some little crystals or whatever. You might have little uh, cups that that are antiques or whatever, and so they have to leave, and they know they have to leave because they know you put your foot down, you ain't putting up with their shit no more, or you ain't not gonna do whatever fucked up shit they want you to do. So on their way out the door, they knock your shit over and break all your shit, even though they know it's expensive and they know that it's worth something or it means something to you. But because of that, they're on their way out might try to tear up some shit, break your shit up before they leave. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cause you some kind of pain or some kind of leave you with a cost to have to pay or something. Because they know they got to leave and you ain't going to put up with it no more. That's what this is. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, I just want to say that. So if there's anybody out there that is real, they might try to hide the shit and put it up under some other shit. But if it's meant to get seen, it'll be seen. If not, oh well, it's still out there. Like they say, I'm just putting it out in the universe. Hopefully it'll resonate back. So even if they try to do that, the universe will hear me, the universal powers will hear me. I want to make it, I want to put as much evidence of what's going on with me as possible. I'm not going to be a willing victim. I'm not just going to lay here, oh, they doing it to me. Oh, they doing it to me. Oh, even though there's nothing wrong with crying. If you need to cry and get that shit out. Me, I go cry, talking to my ancestors, talking to my deities or my gods. I talk to if I do cry, I'm not a person that just cry like that, but if I do cry, that's who I'll cry to. There's nothing wrong with that. But they want me to come crying and oh please don't do this to me, y'all. I'll do anything you want. Just please stop doing it. Oh man, fuck that. I'm gonna put it out here in the universe, let it resonate. And if my ancestors and ancestresses want to do something, my soul, my higher self want to do something. If higher powers don't want this to happen, it won't happen. They'll step in and stop all of this shit. But if not, and it's time for me to leave here and just go back home and up out of this flesh, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. But we'll see. We'll see. But I want to put this out there. And anybody that's going through this, don't worry about it. Just be strong. Be strong. Be confident in yourself. Even if you don't have no food in your refrigerator, in your cupboards, because some motherfuckers out here trying to starve you out, trying to fuck you over, because they mad because they've been irresponsible and been doing wrong, and they don't want to give it up, and they don't want to pay the price. No, they don't want no consequences, but they want to fuck you up. They don't want to go through that, but they don't give a fuck about you going through it. They don't want to suffer, but woo, they don't mind you suffering. All right then. We'll see then. We sure will. Anyway, I'm putting this on here. I'm putting this out there. And if there's anybody want to help, I'm gonna give you uh several links where if you want to help and you want to do what's right by somebody that's real out here. I am really a TI. I'm not faking. I'm not fronting. I don't have no time for that. Like I said, I'm putting myself out here. You know, I don't have any food in my refrigerator or in my cupboards because they've been trying to starve me out. They've been stealing my money out of my check. They're supposed to help me pay my bills. I be having to find all other kind of ways to get a penny here, to get a dollar there, because they keep blocking every fucking way I've invented for me to make a way for myself. They are doing that. They're behind the scenes doing that. They got motherfuckers looking all in my phone while I'm on my phone, trying to see if I'm doing something so they can go back and tell the motherfuckers behind paying them to watch me what I'm doing so they can find other ways to block me. Oh, she found another way to do something. Okay, so let's block this, block that, block that, block that, block that. They got motherfuckers all in my phone watching what I'm doing. So if I find something, they'll go back and tell they handler, they master, they boss what I'm doing so they can try to find another way to block me. That's what's going on with me. So if anybody sees this, hears this, whatever, whatever, I'm gonna leave some type of way for y'all. If you want to help me, if you can, do the goddess a favor, do the deity on earth a favor, do me a favor and assist because we going through it too out here. Because this is a spiritual war. And ultimately, this ain't about our meat puppets or our flesh. It's about our spirits and our souls. Souls against soulless motherfuckers. Terrestrial beings against multidimensional beings. That's what's happening here. So, yeah. So, with all that being said, keep your wits about you. Be careful. It's dangerous out here. It's terrestrial beings out here trying to fuck us up. Multi-dimensional beings or the original ones. You know what I'm saying? They trying to fuck our vessels up out here, trying to cause us to crash and burn. So y'all be careful. And a lot of them may look just like you. So be extra careful. Um, Light and dark in your life because it take both. And I don't give a damn what nobody said. The light did come out of the darkness because the darkness was here first. And then flash, the light was the active force that came out of the darkness. It has to be dark first, and then out of the darkness comes light. Whenever you close your eyes, is it light? No, it's dark. Now, within that darkness, you may see a light, but you're going to see more darkness than light. But you will see a light shine through if you in that place, and if not, you just a dead motherfucker anyway. So anyway, yeah. So with that, peace, love, and ascension to all the multidimensional beings here. Just do what you need to do. Listen to your inner spirit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck ego. If you in a situation that you need to reach out, reach out. Fuck these motherfuckers. They want you to die. You reach out and say something. See, not saying something is the wrong kind of pride. Having ego is the lower ego, because ego, there's different types of ego, but we talking about that lower dimensional ego shit. I don't want nobody to know this. Fuck all of that. You live or die. Okay, so reach out if you need to. I don't give a fuck. Say what you need to say. Cause these motherfuckers all around us, all in the background, doing all kind of sneaky shit, trying to take your life. Do what you need to do. Don't shriek in and be like, oh, nobody will understand. Speak out and say something. Somebody out here that's of good heart and good spirit and got a soul gonna hear you somewhere. Speak out so the universe and the universal powers can hear us. They've been counting on us to be quiet for too long. So them things outside of here that they keep calling aliens, they the fucking aliens. Those beings outside here, the multidimensional beings, that's us, the original people. Speak out so your brothers and sisters out there can hear you and help you. Speak out. Don't shriek and get all scared. They want you to shut up. That's why they're putting all this noise around us, because they don't want us to speak out. They don't want us to be heard. They don't want our brothers and sisters outside of here and our people and those beings outside of this shit to hear us. Speak out so that they can help us. Because I'm speaking out. I ain't just finna sit here and let these bitches kill me. Ashe.